So, sometimes people get blamed for stuff, and sometimes they're at fault. But Jimmy Butler is one of those guys that throughout his NBA career, a lot of finger pointing. Jimmy's a problem. But I had said about a month ago, the Warriors need to create some inertia. They're boring. Steph looks bored. They just look bored. And Jimmy Butler gets people worked up. He's like, he works hard at practice. He'll get after a coach. Well, the Warriors are now 5-1 since Jimmy Butler arrived. By the way, how are his old team, the Sixers, doing with Joel Embiid? They've lost 7th straight, and Embiid got benched yesterday. And remember, Embiid was the franchise. Jimmy Butler in Philadelphia was viewed as a problem. He was also viewed as a problem in Chicago, where he led them to the second round of the playoffs, and they've been unwatchable since. He goes to Minnesota, great numbers, playoffs. They blamed him there. He goes to Miami. They didn't blame him. Last 4 years, finals twice. Miami, a very strong organization, figured out, hey, Jimmy's not for everybody, but what Jimmy creates is intensity. And in the NBA, all these guys are talented. I mean, you don't make the NBA. Just think of how great you have to be in the NBA. But I would argue there's not that many winning players. LeBron's not just talented, he's a winning player. Steph Curry's a winning player. Draymond Green is a classic, not as talented as a lot of guys, but a winning player. Well, that's Jimmy Butler. Bulls, playoffs. T-Wolves, playoffs. Miami Heat, finals. And here he goes to the Warriors. So the Warriors were kind of a lifeless offense. When Steph was off the floor, Pods was like sometimes a 1 or a 2. You can never count on Wiggins. Well, now they have a number 2. And what he's doing, he's getting to the free throw line. So the Warriors just didn't get to the free throw line. And that is part of being a winning player. And that's what Jimmy Butler is. Right, I just looked this morning. Free throws made, they were near the bottom of the NBA. Since he arrived, they're first. Free throw percentage, bottom of the NBA. Since he's arrived, they're second. That is what a winning player does. And this organization needed fight, needed feisty, needed to get to the line, needed contact. And Jimmy is not, by the way, Miami Heat 1-5 since he left, Warriors 5-1 since he arrived. And again, I get that Butler's not for everybody. But this is what I said a month ago. This is a boring team. They don't have any offensive energy. If Steph's not on the floor, they're unwatchable. Jimmy Butler will just create things. He'll get on his coaches, his teammates. Practice will be harder. And he's a really nice offensive player. And the thing with Butler, he's not a naturally gifted offensive player. He is a grinder. So he gets banged up. He plays hard. But when you watch the Warriors today, now Pods is their third or their fourth guy. Steph's their 1. Butler's their 2. Kuminga. Now everybody, it's like a pitching staff that gets a true number 2 starter behind their ace, and it sets up everybody else to go against a pitcher that's of the same talent. So they were asking guys like Pods and to do things he's not capable of. They wanted more consistency from Kuminga. At this point, you don't always get that. You know exactly what you get with Jimmy Butler. He has created a lot of things, free throws made. They'll be better defensively, better in the half-court offense. And Steve Kerr, 5-1 since he arrived, talked about Jimmy Butler. For the record, Joel Embiid has become mostly a big truck that half the time you can't even get out of the garage. He's getting benched. He won't play back-to-backs. And this is an organization where people are going to lose their jobs because Embiid is not delivered. He may have the worst contract now in professional sports. He's getting hurt more often. I've never seen him as a leader, but it was Embiid. Sometimes talent. Remember Durant and Westbrook. Nobody can deny Westbrook's energy, production, and talent. And Sam Presti's a brilliant GM, but Katie's like, I'm the better player by far. Can I get a little love? And I think Daryl Morey's a smart guy, but in the end, Embiid struggles. Forget getting along with teammates. Embiid struggles to play well with others. Hell, he struggled at the Olympics. Remember the Olympics? He was the one guy that didn't work at the Olympics. Butler can work with any team. There is no team. I don't care if he went to the Knicks or the Celtics tomorrow. Butler works with every team. He makes every team better. He gets into the playoffs. Yes, he can wear you out. Some relationships don't last forever. Steph Curry doesn't wear people out. Jimmy can wear people out, but he'll make your basketball team better. All right, something else that happened over the weekend. So this has been a long time coming, and this is not a shot at LeBron James. But LeBron now is in what, year 22? LeBron, at his best, is going to give you amazing 4 and 5 minute flashes of brilliance. But he cannot be the initiator of the offense anymore. If Luka sits down, he can be. If Luka's playing and LeBron sits down, Austin Reeves also capable of being a playmaker. J.J. Redick finally said the quiet part out loud as the Lakers beat Denver, is that Luka had his highest usage rate as a Laker, and it was his best game. This is how the Lakers should play. Because remember, as great as Kyrie Irving was in Cleveland, he was relegated to a shooting guard with LeBron, and probably should have been. As great as D. Wade was in Miami, he was relegated to off ball, and he's not a great pure shooter. LeBron has been such a force of nature and so great for so long that everybody wants him to play off ball, and AD's great, but AD can't be the playmaker. So LeBron's entire career, it's not that LeBron's selfish. I always use a statistic with LeBron James. He averaged like 28 a game his junior year in high school. He could have averaged 60 his senior year. You know what he averaged? 1 more point his senior year. LeBron wants to pass. He likes to be a playmaker. I've always felt he's more Magic Johnson than Michael Jordan. He wants others to score, but he likes to control the offense. Finally, he has a teammate. This is due to 2 things. Luka's a really good playmaker, and LeBron's now 40. So the combination of the two, a transformational young talent in Luka, and the fact that LeBron is older and is great in spurts. But in the Denver game, when LeBron didn't have to be the initiator of offense, his usage rate was only 29%. That's well below his average. Did you also notice since Luka arrived what's happened to LeBron's efficiency? It's gone through the roof. So he's fresh for those flurries late in the round, late in the quarter, late in the sequence, late in the half, late in the game. So this is finally, and now, it's working now. Somebody said this to me years ago, and it was really smart about LeBron. Whenever you play with LeBron, you are playing in LeBron's offense. You just have to figure out. Now, Kyrie got really frustrated with it. But I think LeBron, because of his age and because I think Luka's listen, Kyrie's an all-time talent, but I think he looks at Luka and goes, okay, finally. As much as I loved AD, he's not a playmaker. Luka is, Austin Reeves is, LeBron is. But this is what J.J. Redick said after this win in Denver, and this is the quiet part finally being said out loud. Nobody's ever said that. Like, that has been thought about privately. It's been whispered. It's been, it'd probably be the whole AD time. We kept waiting for the baton pass. That against Denver, that was the baton pass. That was a moment. That's what I said. I think the Lakers can play for the Western Conference Finals if they play like that. You got Rui in the corner. Austin Reeves is your 3rd best playmaker. Luka is your primary initiator. And LeBron off ball unless Luka sits. For the record, LeBron sees it. This is not a small thing. This has been the discussion for years. This is what Kyrie complained about. D. Wade didn't complain about it. D. Wade and Spoelstra figured it out after about 2 practices. This is going to be LeBron's team. Kyrie pushed back, but LeBron was better at it. AD, I'm not a playmaker. This is what it can look like. This is what it can look like at its best. Luka's the playmaker. He initiates it. LeBron will have more efficiency and more energy late in the quarter, half game, and they blow out Denver. And Denver's a team, I don't know, in the last 15, is Denver 14-1? Denver always beats the Lakers, and this wasn't even close. So I don't want to get too crazy, but this is what it should look like. Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.